Susan B. Anthony, defense against an indictment for the criminal offense of voting in the U.S. presidential election of 1872. Susan B. Anthony, 1820 to 1906, was the leading American campaigner for votes for women. Faced with a $100 fine, the equivalent of over $1,400 today, for unlawfully voting, her defense, which I have slightly edited and repunctuated, is a journey of inescapable logic, beginning from the common ground of the American Constitution.
Friends and fellow citizens, I stand before you tonight under indictment for the alleged crime of having voted at the last presidential election without having a lawful right to vote. It shall be my work this evening to prove to you that in thus voting I not only committed no crime, but instead simply exercised my citizens' rights guaranteed to me and all United States citizens by the national Constitution beyond the power of any state to deny. The preamble of the federal Constitution says, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." It was we the people, not we the white male citizens, nor yet we the male citizens, but we, the whole people, who formed the Union. And we formed it, not to give the blessings of liberty, but to secure them, not to the half of ourselves and the half of our posterity, but to the whole people, women as well as men. And it is a downright mockery to talk to women of their enjoyment of the blessings of liberty, while they are denied the use of the only means of securing them provided by this democratic Republican government, the ballot. For any state to make sex a qualification that must ever result in the disenfranchisement of one entire half of the people is to pass a bill of attainder or an ex post facto law, and is therefore a violation of the supreme law of the land. By it, the blessings of liberty are forever withheld from women and their female posterity. To them, this government has no just powers derived from the consent of the governed. To them, this government is not a democracy. It is not a republic. It is an odious aristocracy, a hateful oligarchy of sex, the most hateful aristocracy ever established on the face of the globe.
1.
Webster, Worcester, and Bouvier.
2.
All define a citizen to be a person in the United States entitled to vote and hold office. The only question left to be settled now is, are women persons? And I hardly believe any of our opponents will have the hardihood to say they are not. Being persons, then, women are citizens, and no state has a right to make any law or to enforce any old law that shall abridge their privileges or immunities. Hence, every discrimination against women in the constitutions and laws of the several states is today null and void, precisely as is every one against Negroes.
1. A pair of hooray words. Democracy, republic, contrasted with two boo words to any American audience. Aristocracy and oligarchy. 2. All dictionaries and authorities. 3. She was speaking in a northern state which had only recently won the Civil War to strike down discrimination against Negroes. During the post-war era of Reconstruction, many northern male politicians railed against Southern aristocracy and resisted their efforts to prevent freed slaves from voting. Her conclusion was a clear invitation for the same politicians to give the same treatment to women.